Helps are squaring off with the river card out. Lamb just raised to 46,200 with a jack-high flush. Action on Vanessa.
What a ton of young poker talent side by side. Ben Lamb staring down Vanessa, but she is stone-faced.
Selpst won her second World Series bracelet this summer now. Maybe trying to steal some chips from Ben Lamb. And Vanessa, as she loves to do, with a re-raise to over 150,000.
Wow. Ben sitting there with a jack-high flush. Now has to wonder if Vanessa has a better flush or a full house.
But Vanessa just has a pair of sevens with the fives on board. Ben Lamb getting Ben Lamb'd. And he folds.
Wow, Lamb lays down the best hand. Vanessa Selpst, as is often the case, benefits from her aggression.
Blinds are up to 200, 400 with a 50 ante. Action at the feature table is on Mikhail Chernyshov. Folded around to Marcos Panique. A7 in the hijack. Raises to 1,000. Jack 3 suited for Liv.
And she is reaching for chips.
24.
Wow.
24.
Liv 3 bets to 2,400.
Liv's been spending a lot of time hanging with those German high rollers, and it's starting to show what with all this aggression and the David Hasselhoff poster she's got in her apartment.
Action back on Panique.
800. 5,000.
He re-raises. He 4 bets to 5,800.
Panique may have made a sick read here. Now, I said 5-6 didn't flop well enough to just call before. Jack 3 definitely doesn't, even in position. It looks like she is not gonna just call.
98.
Liv 5 bets to 9,800.
Is that Liv Baree, or after they bag their chips, is Tobias Reinkemeyer going to pull off a Liv Baree Mission Impossible style rubber mask? This is some aggression.
Panique folds.
Liv Baree, I knew she was into animals. I just didn't know she had become one.
The 5-bet bluff gets through.
Next time.
This new strategy is working for Liv. She's now playing
Tilly, 2 queens, makes it 700.
Plus.
And it spins around the table. Luke Schwartz, ace, jack of hearts. This could be an interesting pot. Then 700 in total. He's got 100 out there. He's got to at least call, hasn't he? He decides to do that. Roland's not going to fold now because it's only 450. And he's got set mine odds. No point raising and having to fold this hand from here, so might as well just call and see a flop.
She's had quite a few big pairs.
She certainly has. There's the ace. Luke in good shape, but I don't think Jennifer will go too crazy now against 2 opponents. She might figure that ace wasn't a great card for her. She's going to have one but continuation bet, represent, and I'm guessing she'll just switch off and this won't be the biggest pot. We'll see tonight. Roland must pass, surely, having played it this way.
I'll give you 115.
Heads up.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a queen. So Jennifer's queen is the club, so she doesn't have the queen of spades. So
25.
I can't see her carrying on now with a straight, a flush, and an ace out there, and she just has 2 queens.
Right, all she can beat is
well, here she comes, and she's flat calling 2.5 grand. I don't really like this call because the only thing is now, well, it's come 4 spades. What do you do on the river? I mean, do you know if you're winning? Do you bet because you're bluffing? Are you turning your hand into a bluff? What are you up to, Jennifer Tilly?
4,000.
Clearly, this must be a bluff. She must realise that there's not many hands that she's desperate to be called by. I mean, King Jack, that would be a...
What's the second?
But how's she going to get called by that? I think if we quizzed her now and said, is this a bluff or is this a value bet, she would say it was a bluff.
That's between you. I'm not in your bet. I'm not in your bet. I'm just going to tell you.
Neil, he made one very good call against Tilly.
I think he's going to call just because of the price.
You got the king of spades, ace, king of spades.
He called, as you said, with the 5-8 earlier when he turned the 2 pair, and then it came, the card that gave him the 2 pair put a flush out there, and then it came 4 to a straight, and he called. This time round, he's getting a price. He's getting 3 to 1.
You guys have a bet book. We're playing a poker game. Yeah.
I mean, it really has to be a big spade or a bluff, doesn't it?
He's pretty annoyed that if he loses this one, it's going to set him back a bit. You know, he'd had a bit of a recovery, really, and this is going to put him back under the 20 grand and that's the factor, I think. Looks like he's folding, and he does fold.
I got bluff. I got bluff.
Jennifer doesn't show. I think that's good not to show, and I'm glad she didn't, because
I tell you my hand,
it's tempting to show. And Luke's pumping for information.
Tony sailed off for almost $300,000 earlier this week.
Action folds around to Lex. Raised to 1,500. Vanessa, 9-5 suited.
This would be a pretty loose call from Vanessa.
She makes it. Daniel's out. 10 deuce for Scott. See ya.
Vanessa seems to have widened her range. Could be that she's settling into the game.
6-8 10.
Lex whiffed, but it's not going to stop him from continuing, I don't think.
His jack high still best. Makes it 4,800 to go.
Vanessa's flopped a gut shot straight draw. She could fold, bluff, raise, or float and see what happens on the turn.
There's the call.
Vanessa's up over 6 figures. She definitely has the chips to speculate.
The turn, jack of clubs.
Lex jumps way ahead with top pair. It'll be harder to make him fold if Vanessa's going to follow through with her float.
Lex fires 10,800.
Vanessa's now open-ended. She's got a bona fide draw, so she can add a semi-bluff to her options.
Started the hand with how much?
100. Around 100. Don't shoot me if it's 130.
Vanessa wants to know how much Lex has behind to see if he'll fold to a raise or if he's pot committed. I think at this point Lex would probably get it in.
Call.
Vanessa calls.
She wants to see one more card.
And that card on the river is the king of clubs.
The king doesn't improve anyone's hand, but it's an overcard and it does complete a gut shot.
Lex checks.
Lex is playing cautiously now.
Vanessa fires 25,000.
Vanessa floats down the river with a barrel. For Lex to fold, he'll have to put on a hand strong enough to value bet.
And apparently he does, as Vanessa wins the pot.
I had the nuts.
Had the nuts?
Yep.
Before that?
Pretty quick fold from a guy who had top pair in the turn.
Well, Lex isn't going to like watching that one as Vanessa bluffs her way to more cash. If you'd like to watch the big game in person and sit in seat one here as the loose cannon, simply log on to pokerstars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. We're back with much more.
Nosaltres no critiquem a ningú, però bé, pagar només amb els 8 en el botó són jugades que un dia et sortiran bé, però a la llarga són jugades que et faran perdre moltes fitxes.
No, el Dani ha de moure's, perquè està que no es mou, està sent molt passiu i se li menjaran les cegues.
Sí, és que és el que li està passant.
Mira, un entramà que tira.
Jo crec que el Dani ha decidit jugar només mans molt fortes.
És un error, potser no et venen. Mira, parlant de mans fortes.
Atenció que el Marc...
El Germán
ha pagat només amb 2 asos. Com dèiem, això no heu de fer-ho mai.
No.
Aquest és el mateix error que venim comentant tota la partida. Pagar només amb 2 asos és la típica jugada sòlida per atrapar. En aquest cas li sortirà bé. Però imagina't que...
I perquè la Leo té caca.
En aquest torneig no pots pagar 2 asos. Perquè t'entra una cega amb 4-5 i l'altra t'entra amb J4 i un lliga dobles i ja estàs mort. I més tenint 30 i pico mil fitxes com té. I només paga. Què vol dir? Paga per tirar-se després. I si ara surt un rei?
Si ara un rei no es tirarà tampoc,
La mà acabarà malament. Estic convençut que la Leo quedarà eliminada en aquesta jugada.
Sí, si no surt el miraculós rei, acabarà
eliminada. A la Leo no la tires ja en aquesta mà.
A la Leo fotrà la castanya.
Amb aquesta cara la Leo creu que va per davant de carrer.
Sí.
Puja 2.500 i jo crec que el Germán havien que feien són de vinofar col només. Pagarà només.
Clar.
Només paga.
Però s'ha quedat curt amb aquest rei.
La veritat és que en aquest torneig les cartes han ajudat a la passivitat del Germán. Però no cregueu que això passa sovint. Això passa molt poques vegades.
Efectivament.
Aviam, amb 2 asos, òbviament tothom sap que es pot pagar i atrapar. Però si només pagues, de jugar als 2 buits, per exemple, si hagués repujat, hagués guanyat la mà igualment, però hagués anat all-in, 2 buits contra l'Sky i hagués caigut al 8.
Això mateix.
I a més hagués disfrutat més, perquè en el rival li hagués caigut al rei i a mi li hagués caigut al 8. Aquesta mà acabarà molt malament. Atenció, senyors! Com dèiem, justament aquest és el comentari que us estàvem fent.
No m'ho puc creure, Santi.
Clar, el Germán és un jugador ultrapassiu, no és passiu, és ultrapassiu, i ha sigut capaç de tirar 2 asos en una jugada que, bueno, ell és un jugador que juga amb molta por. La Leo creia que tenia la millor mà i quan vegi això per la tele es quedarà totalment al·lucinada. El Germán va pagant i és capaç de tirar-se amb 2 asos. És totalment incomprensible.
Increïble, és increïble.
Deixarem